got the mother load, dude. In here we have all the parts that we're gonna need to turn our Predator 212 into like a 20 horsepower beast. I'm hoping that this is all we're gonna need to get us to do 88 miles an hour. So like we said, when we were in Texas, we saw that the guys that go power sports are doing crazy stuff with 212s these days, like with oversized valves, chromoly push rods, even bigger carburetors, even heavier duty valve springs, use on clutch needle bearing. That's nice, they threw in some clutch lubricant for us.
Oh, cool.
Nice, that's nice of them. I'm guessing this is gonna be the tool for
cutting
valves. And we've never done this before, so we're super excited to be cutting valves and getting like this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right, so here we have a 274 lift cam. This is a special cam. I think, like, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw 9,000 RPM out of this engine. Like,
dude,
that's what Taylor from Go Power Sports told me.
That's got the compression relief on it.
Oh, that's really nice too.
Yeah.
So it's going to be easy to start.
Yep.
You can find links to all these products in the description of our video here.
Split sprockets. Split sprockets. Oh, the flat slide.
Oh, dude, yeah. We've been wanting one of those flat slide carburetor guys.
Yeah.
Oh, there we are. Now we're talking. Valve springs, push rods, valves.
Yeah. Just so pretty.
Nice.
Look at that.
I've been wanting one of these for a long time.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah.
Look at that fancy thing, dude. These are nice clutches.
Oh, careful.
Classic.
Come on, man.
Classic.
Did you keep track of how it came apart, man?
No.
Remember the Ducati?
I remember the Ducati, thank you.
Chain?
No, I think they threw in some pantyhose for you, dog. No, it's chain. High performance chain. It's a pretty chain. You could do that.
Yeah.
And here is the billet flywheel. It's pretty.
Yes, it is.
So we have a brand new fresh Hemi 212 we're going to tear into. We just bought a non-Hemi 212 that we stuck on the actual go-kart. We like to buy our engines in quantity because we live like an hour from Harbor Freight. And we bought two because we weren't sure if we were going to get Hemi or non-Hemi. You ready?
Yes, sir.
Let's get into it.
All right.
All right, so we are completely tearing down this Predator 212 engine before even starting it. We opted for the Hemi model. There's lots of discussion about Hemi versus non-Hemi performance differences, but I haven't found anything too convincing or too conclusive to make a decision on it. We're using Hemi because that's what the guys from Go Power Sports sell these particular parts for. The carburetor, the muffler, the low oil cutoff, the plastic cooling fan, flywheel, the stock rod, all that stuff is coming out and it's going to be replaced with high performance goodies. The crankshaft is really the only part of this engine build we aren't modifying, but we hope to do a stroker sometime in the future.
That's a perfect place to run. We can tap it and put a brass fitting for crankcase ventilation.
Oh, dude, let's do it. Yeah, I like that a lot.
I don't like how low it is. Crankcase ventilation.
Yeah, right on top. I like that.
Time for governor removal.
We hadn't done one of these in a long time.
The annoying clip is out, so the governor can come right on out. And
Don't forget
washer.
the washer or two.
Yeah, need to get this thing out because you don't want that coming off and floating around in your engine.
Got this little clip that you have to remove. I don't normally do this, but it's being a real pain. There we go.
We're ready to put our billet rod in the engine. Now we need to go out and buy some 12-point sockets. We had some for the 670, and we've done these before, but we just can't find our sockets. Maybe we ran to Ike's work for them or something. Yeah, but I'm gonna buy some for myself, and also finally buy a tiny torque wrench so we can actually like torque things properly because we're beginning to turn this thing like 9,000 RPM.
You don't trust the click click?
So we are making a run to the store for some sockets and a torque wrench. Shall we?
Got it. See y'all at the shop.
Hello.
Ah,
What you got?
I got 2 rods here.
So the factory rod is not made of billet aluminum, and it has this really long scooper on it. And this is what likes to break at high RPM, and it'll completely trash your engine like in Ike's
I found
last year. This one has a smaller, redesigned, and more efficient scooper, so it's stronger, can withstand higher RPM.
So when that scoops into the oil, it actually, when it scoops, it has pressurized oil going to the bearing.
Also with this rod, what's different, what makes it different and better than the other billet rods we've installed before, it's actually 20 thousandths longer than the factory rod. The longer rod is going to make for a smaller combustion chamber, therefore helping to raise the compression, give us a little more bang.
A little bit.
Just a little bit. But every bit helps, man.
Yes, it's the wrong size wrench on the thing. It'll be fine.
Is this for testing purposes?
Yes.
So, like, you shouldn't do this at home?
No. Leroy just told you not to do this.
So it turns out we're going to need a nipple with like a smaller thread on it. But we're going to save that for tomorrow. We'll catch y'all in the morning. Good evening, guys. We're about to install this crank. One thing we forgot to tell you about this rod is that not only is it elongated, it's made of billet aluminum, it also has rod bearings, which is just like a nicer feature.
If you're going to be running higher compression and all that, you really want those inserts because all this is aluminum, and you get enough power going to it, and that aluminum is going to start to, what's the term, gall? Add some oil.
Some 2050.
Yeah, it's this is going to be our assembly lube. Boom. It's on there. There's really no need to add oil where I'm adding it right now because it's on Rolos. It's a tight fit, that's for sure. Cap. Put a little bit of lubricant on these threads. Do you remember the torque spec?
No, let me look it up. We also
Wait.
don't have a torque wrench. So it doesn't matter. It's already 8:30 at night. We can't torque the rod, and we don't want to get started on the head because honestly, like, we could make an entire video probably on the head alone just because we're doing a lot of work to it. That's going to take probably a full day, or close to a full day, because we're shaving, we're porting, we're polishing, we're oversizing the valves. Lot that we're doing to it, buddy.
Yep. It's head time. John is not here right now, so I'll be doing this. We are going to be porting and polishing the head. I'm saving the seats for when John's here so the camera can catch more of what we are doing with it. We are going to be cutting the seats and widening them and doing a 3-angle valve job on them. But let's get to porting and polishing. To remove the valves, it's pretty easy. You just slide the tops of the springs over. See, they're slotted. So you just slide it for the bigger hole. Here, I'm going to show y'all what happens when you just slide it without holding it. So that is the exhaust valve. Here is the intake. That hole allowing more air and fuel to go into the combustion chamber. Same thing with the exhaust. I will be widening out that hole right there to allow the exhaust to exit with no restrictions. So when you bolt this intake to the head, you find, I don't know if y'all can see it too well, but you see a little bit of this aluminum through the hole. So what you have to do is you have to grind away that material right here to make it, the air and fuel to flow through with no problems. So I've got the intake ported out. I followed the shape of the intake and it is perfect. You don't want the intake polished. You want the fuel to be broken up as it passes through. I'm moving on to the exhaust now. And what I've done is I've grabbed the Go Power Sports header and gasket, and I'm using the gasket and header to figure out how much I need to port the exhaust. So the gasket is a little smaller than the exhaust runner on the header and this. So this part is fine. What I need to open up is down in there. So I've removed a lot of material. There's the exhaust port. I've driven out the guide a little bit because we have new bronze guides to go in it, which gave me the opportunity to kind of get in there and really try to smooth things out. At your local paint store, when I say paint store, I mean a legit paint store, you can buy this sandpaper. It's got a sticky back, it comes in a roll, very reasonable price. I stick it to my finger, and on the exhaust port only, you get in there and you smooth things out the best you can. Isn't it pretty? I've opened her up and smoothed her out. So John's going to be here later on today, and we're going to oversize the valve seats, put new valves in it, some guides, and even shave the head a little bit. So here we go.
Unfortunately, we are out of time today, guys. We need to go out and find a proper torque wrench so we can torque our rod to spec for once. And then we can move on to valves, doing the valve guides, the oversized intake valve, and get the whole thing together and hopefully break it in and run it. Anyway, thanks for watching this video, guys. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram at Cars and Cameras Reviews, and Ike at Isaac It'll Be Fine. And we have to thank our sponsor, GoPowersports.com, for all these next level 212 parts. If you want to go fast with the 212, you need to hit up GoPowersports.com at our links in the description. Subscribe to the channel for more awesome videos and press the bell to receive notifications from us. And don't forget to smash that thumbs up button. It helps this video get seen by more people. Finally, check out our merchandise at CarsandCameras.com, our stickers and hoodies and shirts. That stuff really helps us out as well. Anyway, thanks for watching. We'll see you Wednesday.